WBC Featherweight Champion of the World, Gary Russell, here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. First, we'll talk about why you're here. Your two brothers are fighting.
Of course.
Talk about them and what will you see from them tomorrow night?
Oh, man. God willing, we'll see 2 W's. God willing. Fingers crossed. I'm never really a nervous individual, but I get very, very nervous when it comes to my brothers competing. I think it has something to do with the fact that I can't get in the ring and do it for them, you know. But I have a certain level of belief in their skill set and their abilities to come out victorious. So, man, fingers crossed. Hopefully, they maintain a level of defensive discipline, and we get the job done.
Everyone knows you with the fast hands and great boxing ability. How are we breaking down your brothers? Just give me a scouting report on each of your brothers right here.
Gary Antonio Russell, he has the ability to be a good boxer. You know, he has a good punch selection. He's more of a puncher. You know, he has explosive punching ability, and a lot of people tend to underestimate that because of his size. I think that's something that's going to set him apart in the smaller weight division. He definitely has the ability to create these knockouts. Antoine, he's a bigger Mr. Gary Russell Jr. You have the hand speed, you have the punching power, you have the ring generalship, 2016 Olympian. And I feel as though they should both be able to get these guys up out of here today or tomorrow.
On to you, just coming off a nice win over Oscar Escandón in your hometown, basically, down in National Harbor, Maryland.
That's right.
What are we going to see from you maybe the rest of the year?
Oh, man. All the other champions. Stop running. I'm coming. I don't want to fight against anyone else. I don't want to compete against anyone else but the other 3 champions. You know, anyone that's in the sport of boxing is aware that there's 4 world titles in every division. I have the biggest world title which is the WBC. I now want the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA. I don't have to mention names.
Morris, Santa Cruz.
I don't have to mention names.
I mentioned names for you. Selby.
But I want them all.
It seems like that Morris and Santa Cruz, they have a fight. They have separate fights in October, which I guess may set up their rematch. That leaves Selby. Is that kind of the guy now on your right arm?
Selby, I mean, either of the 3 will be perfect for me. You know, all I want is unification matches. I want to have the opportunity to unify the division. I feel that I'm the best fighter that there is in the division, and I want to be able to prove it. And in order for me to prove that is to get in the ring with these guys and understand the concept of business. And for the fans of the sport that don't understand, it's a lot of managers and promoters and etc. that might not look at it as a smart business move to put their investment in the ring with Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
There's another fighter that you got history with that you kind of said that you want that rematch with Vasyl Lomachenko. He obviously looks like he's going to be fighting Rigondeaux. Break down that fight. How do you see that fight?
I think Rigondeaux beat him. I think Rigondeaux beats him. What's going on, man? Rigondeaux beats him. Possibly can knock him out. It doesn't matter what the outcome of the fight is before I leave the sport. Lomachenko can lose 10, 15, 20 fights. It's something that I have to cross off my bucket list. He's going to have to compete against me.
Now, should your prediction be right and Rigondeaux wins, is he now jumping the names with the Selbys and the Santa Cruzes, the guys that you want? Is it Rigondeaux jump maybe to the top of that list?
Of course, Rigondeaux is one of the fighters that I honestly feel as though would be one of the best in this particular weight division. I feel as though he's better than the other guys that we mentioned. He's the guy that I actually wanted to compete against. I was on the 2008 Olympic team in Beijing. I always wanted to compete against Rigondeaux.
So he was in your weight class.
Exactly. He was in my weight class, and we never got the opportunity to actually compete. You know, so, and it's funny because now as a professional, it's coming full circle. You know, this time, it's much more stakes on the line, and I would love for it to happen.
Do you see yourself, have you been told maybe you can be fighting before the end of the year?
I would definitely see myself fighting again once before then.
How was it fighting at home down Maryland? See all your family and friends?
It was cool. It was cool. That was another thing that was on the bucket list. I've never competed at home as a professional at all. I didn't want to compete at home as a professional until I became a world champion, especially after everything with the Olympics. I was one of the favorites to medal. I got the bronze medal in the previous World Games. Before the Olympic Games, I was one of the favorites, and for me not to get a chance to compete, I felt as though that the only way to possibly make it up was to become a world champion. Can't come home empty-handed, so I wanted to come home with this title. We did that. I wanted to get a DMV. We already been on the map, but that's what it is. I wanted to at least give them the opportunity to get to experience the talent that does come from their hometown.
With that venue, the MGM, it seems like they're pretty committed to boxing. You see yourself maybe making that, obviously not fight every fight there, but kind of like a home base there to fight maybe once every year.
That's definitely something that we were thinking about. The only issue with that particular MGM is that it's a very intimate venue, so it doesn't give you the opportunity to get as big as a crowd in there that you would want. But at the same token, that's a sacrifice that we're willing to make to allow the fans from the area and the DMV area, you know, and to bring back in sports to that particular area of the city. So we're grateful, and definitely that's something we're thinking about trying to do pretty soon.
Well, since you're going to be the nervous one tomorrow night, I'm going to wish you best of luck, probably more than your brother. It seems like you're going to need him more.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you again defending your title before the end of the year.
That's right.